And so the SEC just introduced some warnings. I don't know if there's anything, more formal about it, but basically warning companies, and they've actually filed a few lawsuits on companies about what they're calling AI washing, right? Talking as if they are delivering some form of AI technology when in fact they're not. And I can sort of get it in terms of if you are a company that you woke up a year ago and said, oh my gosh, there's now all this AI technology everywhere, and we're not an AI company. What do you do with it? Um, that you're trying to compete, but we also have to just be honest about what you're delivering. And so it's just this really interesting kind of complex, turbulent time. And you have to sort of, on both sides of the equation, if you're a tech vendor, find that path where you're being honest. And if you're the buyer, if you're the CIO or the enterprise IT exec, that you're asking the hard questions and you're looking at it from that big picture.
Yeah, and that SEC warning about AI washing, I feel is going to be an interesting opportunity for CIOs because there's going to have to be this technical definition of what actually is AI, and it's very difficult to figure out right now, especially for the layperson, because everything has been AI washed for the past decade. Every time somebody uses a predictive equation, even any mention of calculus, any mention of linear algebra, any mention of college level math suddenly gets turned into AI in the software world right now, and that's difficult because everything's been called AI for a decade, and now the SEC is gonna call your bluff and say, oh, that's not actually AI, or that's not AI at a level that the average person actually thinks is AI. We're gonna have to deal with these definitions of what actually consists the complexity of AI. And in today's 2024 terms, I think that's going to end up meaning, is there some sort of transformer-based large language model, or is there some sufficiently complicated neural net that goes beyond a basic equation or a basic algorithm to be actually considered AI? And now we have to actually determine which services are actual AI or versus what has been called AI for the past decade.
Yeah, and I think it is going to be a challenge. I think it's going to be a challenge because I think CIOs are going to be called to report to the board on their application of AI, and so they're sort of almost going to be dealing with the same challenge around AI washing. And for me, it's also it's challenging on a couple of fronts, right? The SEC thing specifically, it's like, well, so if I have partnered with OpenAI and I'm using their API to pull in some form of an inference, am I legitimately using AI? Sure. So is it AI washing? I don't know, right? So I think there's that side of it. It's like, so as a enterprise IT leader, really getting discriminating about understanding what they mean and how it's being applied, and in the end, the value you're getting from. And then as far as the broader question, I mean, like I don't know if I disagree. I mean, I guess I haven't thought about it, but to me, anything that isn't rules based, anything that isn't if then, I think can legitimately called some form of AI if there's an algorithm, particularly if it's a machine generated algorithm, to go and figure out what that is. And there's lots of forms of that are not just LLMs, right? And what we
Right.
traditionally called AI before LLMs. And I am a little wary that those people that had very real AI based technology prior to this are going to get so kind of categorized as not real because of it, and that would be a shame. So I mean, there's so like I said, there's so much going on. It is so hard to kind of get your head around all of this. And if I'm a CIO today, I'm staying laser focused on the business problems I'm trying to solve. I'm just trying to take that half step back and make sure I keep that bigger picture so that I'm not placing the wrong bets on organizations and technologies that just aren't going to stand the test of time.